Hey, what's up? Rashad. Tonyo, we are the MCU Collective. We are back and we want to talk about your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. Of course, we have
Mm-hmm.
several episodes 3 through 5. The name of those episodes go as following: Secret Identity Crisis, Hitting the Big Time, and The Unicorn Unleashed. All spoilers.
Hmm.
And like we said last week, this this like series of episodes. That doesn't sound right. These 3 episodes are. How can we a series of episodes? Series of episodes is a season. Anyway,
Right.
uh, semantics aside, these
Uh-huh.
3 episodes work in companions to each other. So there is like a
Yes.
little, nice little box set for of episodes, and overall, I'm I'm enjoying this series.
Yeah.
Like, there's only one glaring thing that I absolutely abhor, and
Cool.
we'll get into it after we kind of talk about these episodes. But like, and I can't shake it, and I want to shake it, but I can't.
Okay.
That's called a tease.
Mhm.
But how did you feel about 3, 4, and 5?
3, 4, 5, like you said, I felt they basically were parallel to each other. They all went together. It was one long story telling about basically giving how Peter is coping with Norman Osborn finding out that of course he is Spider-Man, and how Norman Osborn is kind of like helping him, what I'm saying like, hey, yo, I want to help you, and that type of stuff. And then also, it's basically two storylines going on. You got Peter with that storyline, Norman finding out, then Norman trying to help him, like, hey, I want to help you, do this thing. And then you have his homeboy Lonnie, and you see, what I'm saying, the storyline with him, and you see his downward spiral into something that's not good. And it's crazy because after we did last week's episode, it hit me who Lonnie is in the books, in the comic books. It hit me like, oh. And as we see at the, what I'm saying, the last scene of the episode 5,
Yeah,
we're like,
he
I
gets
said,
his he
hmm
gets
he
his
gets
villain nickname.
he gets his villain nickname and his big villain reveal. So yeah, man. Like I said, with this series right here as well, I say series again, like you did. With this show right now, I really do, I like it for what it is. I think you and me may have the same problem with what's going on in the show. We'll figure it out, like you said, with the tease you gave earlier. But it's pretty cool. Also, too, I'm wondering what universe number is this that we're in?
I don't think it's a number. It's just its own little thing.
I
You know
mean,
what I'm
you know what?
saying?
Right, right. It just might be its own little thing, or whatever, because there are things that have happened in the 616 MCU that coincide that they know about. It happened in their universe as well, but with a little different little twist, what I'm saying, a little twist
Yeah,
to it.
little multiversal spin,
Hmm.
and that's I think the part that I like the most.
Hmm.
So like when he was, because we're gonna be talking these all 3 episodes at the same
Yeah.
time. I'm not going bit by bit.
Yeah.
So the point where he was talking to Osborne, talking to
Hmm.
Norman
Hmm.
about, he was like, "Hey man, like we gotta do something for our city. We can't just be relying on the Avengers." Cause and he talk
Hmm.
about
The
the
Sokovia.
the Sokovia Accords, talk about the Shatari event. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
The attack on New York,
Hmm.
and all those things. He's talking about how we can't rely on Iron Man. He made a Thor,
Uh-huh.
being worthy reference. So they're very much aware of the Avengers.
Yeah.
And
You,
he, go ahead. I'm sorry.
you know what's funny? It's with that, and they were talking about that, it was giving me vibes of the Defenders universe. You know what I'm saying? Because the Defenders with Daredevil,
Yeah.
Punisher, Iron Fist, Jessica Jones and them, like in that on the Netflix series that they had. I mean, they were very much aware of what they referred to as the attack on New York. That's what they kept calling it. Oh, the attack on the big event that happened on the attack of New York. And it was basically what happened. But they were, and their whole thing was like, that's like a world event, but who's looking out for central
People,
localized, the little people, you know what I'm saying?
people on the street.
Yeah, the people on the streets or whatever. So that's what I got from that. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No,
Go
no,
ahead.
you're good. Because like it still coincides with what I'm trying to say. It's
Hmm.
they're trying to keep essentially just New York City down,
Hmm.
and it goes into Osborne wanting to protect the city, and
Hmm.
that's just a theme when it comes to Marvel and the ground level heroes and villains. All
Hmm.
of them are doing this in the name of to fight for the honor of New York City.
Hmm.
Even with the Daredevil series, we have Mayor Fisk. Kingpin is doing this because I love New York City so much, and New York City is my baby. So like there's that notion, and then
Hmm.
Osborne, and this is what's tripping me out because like
Hmm.
I'm having cognitive dissonance. I'm keeping
Hmm.
on waiting for Osborne to turn,
Yeah.
and the way they're setting up, he's not. You know what I'm saying? Because
Hmm.
essentially he's Iron Man. He's being this. I was gonna say this earlier, like when you were comparing him to the MCU stuff. He's Peter's benefactor,
Hmm.
and the traditional story is just Peter on his own
Hmm.
until he grows up and goes to college and he gets money. You know what I'm saying? And
Hmm.
he has his own little thing going on,
Hmm.
blah and so forth. But like in this and how they keep it in line with like the threads, no pun intended, of the MCU.
Right.
His benefactor is Osborn, and even how
Hmm.
we see his kid.
Yeah.
We got Harry, and Harry ends up being
Ned.
Ned, being the
Hmm.
man in the chair. So
Hmm.
I like it, man. But like for
Yeah.
like in the back of my mind, I'm still waiting for him to turn to the Green Goblin, and
Yeah.
like I don't think that's gonna happen in this, but it may
Hmm.
still happen. So like that part
Right.
of for me is like very intriguing. Like this person who because like there's okay Tony, because there's a bit of me who sees Norman and wanting that, not really wanting that power, like our Norman Osborn always wants that power,
Hmm.
and unless like there's I don't know what's gonna happen to make him turn like or that have that heel turn,
Right.
wrestling parlance. Like I don't know what would happen to make that happen to him, or even how they have Harry set up as like a debutante. I don't know like what
Mm.
because he's just and essentially they have him as a very rich latchkey child, so to speak. He's just
Yeah.
there by himself, and he just
Hmm.
wants he wants companionship and
Yeah. He
friendship.
wants he wants real friends. That's
Yeah,
what I'm
he
saying.
just
That's all it
he said,
is.
"Hey man, homeschool sounds great." He said, "Yeah, but like after you done did everything and you not stupid and you want to do other stuff." You know what I'm saying? So like,
Yeah.
so and you just you hear what your dad. Of course, there's no mom in this picture,
Hmm.
so there's that. Like these parts of the series are so good to me. Like they're doing an excellent job like portraying Spider-Man.
Yeah. Um.
Great job.
Also, too, this shows because I know you don't play you have an idea of the games of the Sony PlayStation games, but this also has a little parallel to that as well, as far as in the game, the first Spider-Man game that came out back in like that, what, 6, 17, 18 or whatever.
Yeah.
Um, Peter was interning and working with Otto Octavius. Now, Otto Octavius didn't find out that Peter was Spider-Man, but he found out that, but what happened is he found something out about Peter with Spider-Man. Is Peter basically was like, yeah, that's my guy, that's my friend. I'm the one helping him. And he was like, and Octavius like, I wonder, yeah, you're the one helping him do do this, do that, blah 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 blah. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Do yeah. So yeah.
I see how some of those parallels are coming from the video game into this, and especially like the Rogues Gallery that's being set up is definitely being a lot highlight because even in the what's that dude's name? They got Tombstone is sometimes in the video games, and then the other dude I cannot remember his name. Was it is it Tombstone? Tombstone is the main villain in the video games, right?
Yeah, Tombstone is
Yeah,
like one of the main villains.
yeah. So that's interesting how they're setting that up as well. Another thing too is how speaking of Otto Octavius. Thanks for the segue. Otto comes in as like the arms dealer. So he is essentially like Vulture from the MCU, but he's taking Vulture's spot in this series because Vulture is not in it yet. But Otto Octavius is the person that's working as the arms dealer. He's giving
Hmm.
enhancements to those random two people in like episode 3 who end up getting caught. They was like trying to rob something, and it just didn't really work out for them because Spider-Man got the best of them. But we see how the episode, talking about the unicorn, and,
Hmm.
and like I'm guessing like our stereotypical Russians, and she ends up because they're committing a crime. She dips on them with the money they got, trades her money in, and ends up getting like this specialized helmet. This helmet has dual features. One is a laser on it, and then two, the helmet also has kind of like Taskmaster like abilities
Right. It was like
because
Rhino Taskmaster type trash
yeah,
going on.
yeah, but instead of having like just straight up hitting somebody, it was just a laser, and that's why they was like and this is I'm not a rhino, I'm a unicorn because unicorns are cute, I
Hmm.
guess, but she ends up just wanting to just cause havoc and was kicking Spider-Man's ass. Like after she figured out like, oh, this thing can actually anticipate movements, that's when she locked in and was
Hmm.
like, you know what? I'm just gonna kill dude because he playing games because she broke her people out of jail. You know what I'm saying? Broke her people out of jail. And that whole episode 5 was really I like that storyline for Spider-Man because still, it's like you said last episode, there's always this fine line between him trying to save people, trying to say that keep the people he care about safe, and also still wanting to be a high schooler. Because his whole thing is that day, like, yo, I'm supposed to go to the movies with Nico. Me and Nico go to the movies and chill. And he sees that he saves some random person. There's a bicycle. It's like he's talking about the honor code and all this nonsense. They said, hey, there's something going on downtown. So he swings over there and meets up with the unicorn. And when he's having that fight with her, he's still being quippy and trying to figure stuff out. But the fact that she used people against him, he was like, "Oh, okay." That distraction, people, and the theme of people being a distraction is gonna keep coming back up because
Yeah.
that was a very literal seed that was thrown into the show, and now because he's gonna have to figure out how to balance that out.
And that's always been a major problem with Spider-Man. It's always no, you know what I'm saying, like not having folk be distractions towards not being having people be distractions towards him or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So it's really crazy that it's like that. It's really crazy that it's like that and how you got role reversals going on. I love the role reversals you have going on with that, like you said, with the unicorn doing that. Also, like you said, how Har Norman's son, I was get ready to call the boy Harvey. Harry
Steve
is
Harvey.
Harvey, how Harry is like, what I'm saying, not a tortured, but like a lonely rich kid, what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
because we've seen that trope before where there's the rich kid that's like, I just want some friends. I just want some sort of, some sort of normalcy. And, and then, like you said, Spider-Man having to juggle, you know what I'm saying, keeping people away, but keeping his friends close. Because you see, you got his homegirl on what's her name?
Nico.
Nico, who feels like evidently you can see she likes Peter in another way. She likes Peter relationship wise, and she was so bummed out that he brought, Harry on for this, saying for on their date that Peter didn't pick up was
No, not at all.
a date.
Cause she was throwing hints at school, you know what I'm saying? She didn't really want to
Hmm.
say it outright, but since, he's so focused on whatever, she's like, for you.
Hmm.
Like, all right, y'all. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So obviously she really like Peter, but him being Spider-Man is we clearly just gonna get in the way
Yeah.
of that.
Yeah. Do you think she could turn into a villain?
I mean, why not? I mean, shoot, like
Yeah.
it's really for this interpretation
Hmm.
of Spider-Man, it's a really open game because, like I was saying, like there's a lot of people who normally are villains who are not right now,
Hmm.
and there are people who could easily be vice versa. So I'm very intrigued by this whole notion. Another thing I've noticed too.
Yeah.
They be saying damn and hell a lot in the show. Like,
Damn. Damn. What the hell?
this kind of like
Damn.
this is real, like, leading towards TV 14ish. You know what I'm saying? If we had somebody just randomly say the F word, like we'd be there. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? It's real. It's kind of like who is this really for? Like what age group is this for real? This is
Right.
like teens? Is
Teens?
this not a TVY7 at all? You know what I'm saying? So
No,
like,
no. That ain't the new. I hate what they did with Teen Titans when they turned it into like a psycho trippy type thing. You know what I'm saying? So
yo, I love Teen Titans Go.
I can't, man.
Waffles, waffles, waffles,
I,
waffles, waffles,
I
waffles. I'm
guess my problem
sorry.
was I just remember the original Teen Titans, and I just remember how unhinged that
Oh yeah,
Robin
yeah,
was.
yeah, 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 yeah,
And
yeah,
then you
yeah, yeah,
get, I was
yeah,
like,
yeah.
what is this acid trip that I'm watching?
It's so funny. Yeah, I understand. Like it is
Yeah.
very jarring. But
Yeah.
all right,
I'm
let's
sorry. But
focus
back
on
to Friendly
Spider-Man.
Neighbor Spider-Man. Yeah.
Okay, so I feel like we kind of talked about Peter.
Hmm.
Here's my issue with this show
I
right
know
now.
what you go. I know where you're going with. Let's go ahead and get it out the way. Hmm.
Like,
Hmm.
and realizing after I realized that the character, and we're talking about Lonnie,
Hmm.
after I realized the character ends up being a villain anyway, like I understand why.
Hmm.
But me understanding why still doesn't mean I still like I just don't like it, yo. Like,
This is what we doing for Black History Month.
yeah, man. Like
Yeah.
we have Lonnie's little brother is a part of the 110th Street gang, right? Part of the 110s.
Yeah.
Now, this is what initially pissed me off.
Go for it.
And I had to really okay. So if you're in New York, you're on 125th Street, right? Remember, he gets up on 125th Street to go home.
Hmm.
If you're in New York, there'll be no reason for him to get off at 125 and walk home. There's so many places he can stop to get on 110th Street. You know what I'm saying? Logistically, that's goofy as hell to get off a train and walk 15 blocks. I know he's an athlete, but he's tired at the end of the day. There's no need. Two,
Hmm.
logistically, geographically. Since New York City is blocks, people on your particular block
Hmm.
are going to be are going to intimately know you
Yes.
because they live in a brownstone. They live in that brownstone at least since their dad has been there.
Yeah.
Their dad is like he seems like an older guy. He's not they had them kids when they was like 35, 40. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So they've been there. Let's just say they've been there for like 20 years.
Hmm.
Everybody on that block knows them. They grew up there. People aren't very transient in New York when it comes to like moving, especially if you find a situation. You find a brownstone in New York and it's yours, you're not letting that go. You're keeping that.
Hmm.
So his little brother, right,
Hmm.
walking 15 blocks down to go hang out with a gang down there makes
Hmm.
absolutely no sense. If anything,
Hmm.
the people on his block would have their own gang, or at least their own clique, or at least a very close-knit familial type situation that they know each other. And that's what's throwing me off. That's one of the things that's throwing me off. It's like, yo,
Hmm.
this don't make no
Hmm.
sense. And then I had to figure out like who wrote this episode. And it's the show creator, Jeff
Hmm.
Trammell. Seems like a very nice guy from Detroit. He's been writing. He wrote Craig of the Creek, which is a really great cartoon for kids.
Hmm.
Good cartoon for kids. Like Craig of the Creek is a banger. I can't lie. Maddie used to watch it all the time. Nia watches it. Craig of the Creek. If you have kids, I recommend Craig of the Creek.
Hmm.
Black as hell. That cartoon is black. So, but him stepping into this, and this is kind of some of the things like I don't like when like if I know an area, that's like saying like Tony. It's like
Hmm.
saying, oh yeah, like somebody in Portsmouth, right? And they live in the Churchland area, but they walk to Victory Boulevard. You know it don't make sense.
Yo, they gonna be walking all day.
But you feel what I'm saying, right?
Yeah, I bet. I
But
got
like
you.
those be the things that like people like if you okay, this is what this and this takes just a couple of seconds either to do two things. One, go
Hmm.
to New York and just walk around and feel the vibe of the area and just see how things is laid out. Or two, ask somebody who's lived there long enough to know. It don't take
Hmm.
a whole lot of research. Because if you just write something like, yo, it sounds like a good idea, because like one temperature, that sounds like some sort of new idea for the only for the show. You feel what
Hmm.
I'm saying? Because
Hmm.
like, okay, I've been going on too long about this. Like
No.
I think that idea is not I just don't think it's a great idea. Secondly, him sacrificing himself for his brother, like I get it, and I get it. That's just kind of like, okay. The one temp gang is essentially a plot device. Secondly, I don't like how they got they got Gorgons, Gorgon, Scorpion,
Yeah. Yeah. As a
Scorpion is the leader of the Scorpions.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So not only do we have the Negroes over here, we have the Spanish people over here fighting each other
Hmm.
in Harlem over territory.
Spanish Harlem versus regular Harlem, Rashad. I'm just asking because I've never been to New York, so I'm not familiar. I know you've been, you know what I'm saying?
And
You're very familiar with New
yeah,
York.
put like this:
Uh-huh.
Spanish Harlem is not that way.
Okay.
Yeah, it ain't on. It's nah. So like,
Yeah.
yeah, it's like it's those so
Uh-huh.
small. It's those small subtle things that like
Yeah.
really be like would take you out of something
Yeah.
because you know that's not really
Right.
how it will work.
Geographically, everything, Like for me, I think I the thing I don't like is the whole like, damn, you got Lonnie, good kid, helps his family out, star athlete, he has a way out, and we're gonna go ahead and do this.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? This is and we doing this during Black History Month.
yeah, 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 yeah.
This is what we doing. And I hate to be, you know what I'm saying? I'm black, y'all, and I'm black and they black and I'm black. But it's just like if we're switching everything else up in this show, you know what I'm saying, with people in the universe or whatever, why couldn't we do this? You know what I'm saying? Like I wouldn't have had a problem if I know this is going to sound horrible. I wouldn't have had a problem if his brother did end up becoming, Tombstone replacing because you noticed it from what the second episode, his brother kind of is a knucklehead a little bit. You noticed it when Lonnie came home and he talked to his mom and dad is like, oh, you can help your brother with the homework and stuff. And he remember his brother kind of like what I'm saying, like that. I took that as an okay, that's just him being a little brother, you know what I'm saying, this and that. And to me, this storyline is the inverse of the movie ATL.
Yeah, real quick, like
Uh-huh.
unless they got like they all the way on the east side
Uh-huh.
of Harlem, you know what I'm saying? Like I could understand that.
Uh-huh.
That would make sense. But if they were on west side,
Mm-hmm.
ain't that's not really making sense
That ain't it.
because A, B, C, and D is west side trains.
Mm-hmm.
So this to me even makes even less sense. So him walking from him walking from because he's a kid, or taking the bus from 125th Street West Side all the way over to Lexington on the East Side. 110th definitely doesn't make sense. 'Cause over there is more like it's more like Spanish Harlem over there. But I'm thinking because geographically he's a kid, he's walking. 110th West ain't Spanish Harlem. Now Lexington all the way over there, 110th,
Mm-hmm.
that's that's Spanish Harlem. But like it doesn't like that's why I'm saying like some of these it ain't making sense to me. So again,
Let's just move on off.
I'm sorry. Like
Yeah, I know. I know this is really pissing you. I know this is really pissing you
sorry.
off, and I
I'm
get it.
sorry, Tony.
I know this is really pissing you off or whatever, and I get it. You know what I'm saying? I get it. If it's pissing you off, like where I'm from, you know what I'm saying? Me, where I live at right now, when they try to say all of Virginia is part of the DMV, and I'm like,
No, 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 no,
nah,
no, 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 no,
it's a
no, no.
different world from Northern Virginia, Richmond area, and down there in the 757. It's completely
Like, oh
different.
yeah, like you smell DMV Richmond? No, they call that
Yeah,
crap RVA for a reason. You know what I'm saying? That's
yeah,
the no. I'm sorry.
yeah. All right. Anyway, um, what I did like though was in the I think it was the second episode, the test runs of the different costumes.
Again, when they're focusing on Spider-Man, it's
Yeah,
so good.
yeah,
It's so
yeah.
good. Like that whole episode was very funny because we see all the nods to like other people's other heroes suits. We
Hmm.
got an Ant-Man suit, we got a Black
Hmm.
Panther suit.
Yeah.
We got what else? Is another suit we got? I know. I remember.
Thor, the
Yeah,
Thor with the
yeah. You got a Thor
yeah.
suit. Yeah, or like or anybody with a cape, like a Superman type thing. Yeah, yeah. We got nods to different suits. Like that jump was funny.
Hey man, how weak were you when he got the first suit and he tried to jump, he got snagged and tied up, and then the dudes was just like, all right. And they grabbed a pipe and a daggone 2x4. And he was like, y'all using that to help me get down? And they just started beating the hell out of his ass. Man, I was laughing so hard at the they
Yeah, that
treated that
was
man, they
funny.
treated that man like a pinata and was beating said just beating the pure hell out of him. But yeah, I did appreciate that. And then too, Norm, and then too, you see the nod too. Like I said, this is letting you know that this isn't in the main universe. Like, oh, this is your regular Spider-Man stuff. Because remember when he said, "Hey, we got a suit for you, but we got some suits we can test out and stuff." He said, "Well, I got some designs myself," and he pulls out the notepad, and you see the traditional Spider-Man. You know what I'm saying? You see the traditional Spider-Man looking costume, and he's like, "Yeah, we already got some stuff already made, but you have the costume he has now, which is." I thought it was white and black at first. I looked, I said, no, it's like a white navy, and you see some red in it or whatever. And maybe eventually he will transition into a suit that is similar, more red, blue or whatever, because he was talking to Harry. He was like, yeah, man, I was thinking that it needs some more red and blue, like Captain America. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Because of that. It's also funny too, because this Spider-Man seems to be a fanboy of Captain America, while our 616 Spider-Man is a fanboy of Iron Man. So you're seeing the in, you know what I'm saying? You're seeing the inverse of that. And then too, I'm wondering as well, like I said, we got the Sokovia Accords where heroes have to make themselves registered and known if you have some type of superpower or you have some type of enhancement. You know what I'm saying? You're out here and stuff.
Yeah,
And then what did Norman say? Don't worry, I'll take you know what I'm saying, I'll take care of that. So
Because you see, like even like the police don't even bother him
no, mm-mm, mm-mm.
at all.
They don't pay that kid no mind one
No,
bit.
they
You
be
know what I'm
letting him
saying?
do his thing, and that's funny too. Because like they ain't even saying nothing. So he's like, man, hey, he helping,
Hmm.
so be it. Nah, like they so going back to the whole gang. Um,
Can we say something? Get something for how the leader of the gang, J Big John, whatever was
Big
his name,
Don,
Big Don's a cornball, yo.
yeah,
He's a major, he's a major cornball. Like, yeah, we became his family now. You know what I'm saying? They're like, what?
like who does Michael Clark Duncan sound?
Who does Michael Clark Duncan? You know what I'm saying? And them him hyping up, yeah, you know, I threw them hands, you know what I'm saying? I threw them hands and blah 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 blah. Man, you was getting washed. And you was getting washed and you was about to daggone get killed until that boy saved you, man. So yeah, you know, and then too, a lot of the people is in the gang too. You know what I'm saying? Just based off of looks, you're looking at who are these losers? And you know what I'm saying? They look like just a bunch of people that's like, hey, we want to say that we are part of something.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
that's you right. That's really how it is.
Hmm.
Because all of them is a bunch of lames and lackeys together, and I hate it. They also like he set him up. He told him to go get like some
Right,
go
yeah.
get some Spanish food from the
Yeah.
spot. And he walked him in that joint. I'm like, yo, are they really
Set him.
making? Are we really having like the 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 Spanish people versus the black people? Like as
Oh
soon as I
yeah.
saw that, I was like, I know we not doing this.
Oh yes, we are.
And yeah, they was like, hey, tell Big Dom about to see them. He was like, oh, okay. Also, that was very corny how he used his football skills to dodge people in that fight. I was like, what is this, man?
That's just
Your man was, your man
that's
with
just
Barry Sanders out there.
no, no, he won't be. My man was OJ and them Hertz commercials back in the day. This is back when OJ was lovable, people that might be
Nah,
like
nah, no, no,
OJ.
I don't care. Yeah, oh, yeah. Before OJ went on Stabby,
Yeah,
he was an icon. All right,
yeah.
okay. Yeah, not a fan.
That's about it, ain't it? That really happened, and there's nothing really else of consequence.
Correct.
He says, "Yep, there you go." So,
Hey, guess who is guess guess who's doing your boy Big Donovan's voice?
who?
Ettore Ewan or Ewan. Also going by the name
Oh,
of
Big
Big
E.
E.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Big E. Yeah. I did see that he was doing a voice in this, but it was never said what voice he's doing. Okay, Big E doing that voice. Okay, cool, cool, cool. And I'm glad because he suffered a horrific injury,
Yeah, I see a
and he's
cervical fracture.
yeah, he's not wrestling no more. I don't think they're teasing like he's coming back, but they said like reports was like doctors like, yeah, he cannot get in the ring no more. Dude accidentally like dropped him on his head or something in the match out on the concrete, man.
On the concrete.
Yeah, out there, on the mat, outside. So yeah, man. But
Damn.
shout out to Big E because he's been doing a lot more like, behind the scenes and pre-show type stuff, So shout out to Big E with that, man. You got anything else, Ray, man?
No, other than I'm very upset about the geographical locations of these people. Upset that we got.
You know what, Rashad? This is a different universe, and maybe in this universe, that's where all that stuff is.
It's not. We'll be back next week with 3 more episodes in a row with
Hmm.
this. And again, man, like
And don't forget, we will probably do an episode Monday
post Super
about
Bowl,
post Super Bowl for
post
if
Super Bowl.
depending on what happens commercial wise,
Yeah,
which we figured
we gonna get some trailers.
we're gonna get some trailers and we'll talk
Yeah,
about that as well.
definitely talk
But
about it. Yeah, man. If you haven't catch our reaction, or my reaction, and catch our brief but yet lengthy conversation about the Fantastic Four trailer. First steps, great, can't wait. July is like July is busy, baby. July is busy. Can't wait for all that. But yeah, man, we will see you all. Yeah, we'll see y'all on the next one.
All right. Peace.